You know, demon towers are one thing, but we need to take out the orc towers next. And to do that, I think we can really lean into these summoning characters on the towers. So instead of Elizabeth here that just brings up the cracking tentacles, we can start introducing characters like the druid again, just bringing them back, and the third witch. Say goodbye to Rambo for now and bring in the slinger, and also bringing in the knight who can summon more knights, because knights are pretty cool. And speaking of knights, thanks to Astra, Knights of Veda, for sponsoring today's video. It's an upcoming dark fantasy action RPG with tactical and stylish combat, an impressive art style, as well as a rich and fully voiced story. Explore the world of Planis and find treasures to level up your knights and save the world from the ravages that plague it. Fight against gargantuan beasts and undead monsters with beat-em-up hack-and-slash combat that is fully manual, so you're always a part of the action. Team up with other knights in PvE, or face against them in real-time PvP battles. I really like that the game is fully voiced over from renowned voice actors, plus the unique art style full of intriguing characters and horrifying monsters, with over 1,800 unique illustrations. Astra Knights of Veda will be available for both PC and mobile, and also features cross-progression between the two, so you can continue your adventures wherever you are. If you want to keep up with Astra Knights of Veda, then make sure to use the links below to wishlist it on Steam and join their official Discord server. So we just need to make sure that you get leveled up a whole bunch so that we can promote you to a Holy Knight, which gives you a defensive aura, upgrade you some more, and make sure the end gets upgraded because 50 damage is a little bit of a low number. But now we can promote you to summon different things, like some hawks for air support. I like the sound of that. And then everybody was telling me to bring back the town archers instead of the cannons. So we'll just go ahead and do that, as cool as the cannons are. And an interesting idea is to replace the explosive cannon barrel with barracks that summon militias, because since they're right next to the mirror, it should duplicate them. Yeah. Whoa, look at all those summons out in the field. Wow. And we still have the orcs coming in and the mage attacking us from the tower, but there should be a way to fix that as soon as we have enough money. So we'll just fast forward through the wave, take out the boss, which really has a bad time against the castle, and just take a short ad break so we can afford the orc king, which will make the warriors and the mage fight for us for at least a little bit, and we can level you up so you do even more damage, times 100. What? Not enough gold. Oh, I guess that's 600,000, but we can do 10 levels. No, we can't. Just gotta wait a few seconds for the cart to come in, even though I can't see it. And there's the money to level up 10 more times for 500 damage. That should do pretty good for us. And then once the orcs spawn from the tower, look at them, they're fighting the blobs. Oh, that's gonna be so good. And now we'll get all the bonuses from the mage, at least for 10 seconds. That's what it said, but that still allows us to do more damage and get better defense for our castle. All the good stuff. Oh, and here come the harpies again. So it's a good thing I got the hawks because they can take out the flying enemies pretty quickly, even though it was mostly arrows that time. But you know, all the defense is still good. And people are also saying it'd be a good idea to develop all these towns that I conquered so that we can get more passive income. I think that is a swell idea. So I'll just make sure all of them have at least one little house and then take over some more, because all of our summons should keep the foot soldiers at bay, even though not all of them care about attacking our units. Thankfully, we can still activate the archers to do good for us and summon all of the additional units. And now our castle is well defended, so we can just stroll right on up to this one, which has 60,000 health, and just go to town at it, literally, because that's basically a town. And even though we're in 1 speed, the castle is still getting melted pretty quickly. I like the looks of this. Just so many green health bars because that's all our units. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. They don't even get a chance to breathe. They just get destroyed instantly. And then we just develop you a little bit. And we can also give this witch the staff that reduces cooldown, which should help us spawn the skeletons sooner. It was you, right? Yeah, and minus 3% cooldown doesn't really look that fast, but I can tell it's happening because I believe. And we are taking out the flying units a lot faster than we were before. They can't even get in attack range of the castle. And there's also a piece of treasure waiting in the middle of the lake here. I think we can try for it. Maybe slow down so we have better time to think about things, and then just make sure, you know, all the summon units are out in the field. And with all of those powers combined, we're actually doing really well here. I'm surprised at how strong these summons are. These surges of enemies make it kind of through, but not very well, especially with all of their powers combined. The catapults are trying to lob rocks at them. Oh, that's hilarious. It doesn't matter. I can just call them back anytime I want, as soon as the purple bar is filled. And the militia just keep going out there with bamboo sticks. Not sure how well that works, but hey, if it gets us a victory, I'll take it. We got an emerald. Ooh, what does this do? Summon poison golems? Oh, that sounds fun. Is it better than lightning golems though? There's so many golems I could do, but these also do air damage. I like the sound of that. Let's equip it. If only it didn't take 1,000,000 to upgrade these things. And we can also afford to upgrade our militia quite a bit, so they do some actually decent damage. Gotta make those bamboo sticks good for something. And these summons just go through the boss like crazy. Poor guy gets overwhelmed. And now we can upgrade Lisa to summon 5 skeletons at a time. As soon as we trigger your active skill, then they go out with bloody scythes. Oh, that is amazing. And the rest of them can keep up no problem. I don't even feel like I really need to click any of these things, but I just want to because I love seeing all the units in the field. Sometimes you can't even see the enemy. Is it because there's just too many units in the field or because they're all dead? I think the second one is the one that's true. And we can also just get their damage reduced so they last a little longer in the fight. Now, looking through these, I want to make sure that all of our units do 50 damage at least, because some of them only do 35, and that's not good at all. And 50 would be a good benchmark to be at. I will need a little more money for it, but that should be just fine. It's not like it takes very long to get a bunch of money, and the peasant donation is always appreciated. So now we just instantly have almost 50,000 to upgrade the remaining units that don't have enough. And now all of my tower units are doing at least 50 damage, which is good. I like that. And then the Orc King just comes out here doing 10 times that. Now the towers are another story. This one's 14 levels in and it's only doing 16 damage. And the militia, don't even get me started on that. But I did get started on it, so we'll just upgrade that more. The damage only went up 1. What is with you guys? Maybe I should just beat up a dragon to get a bunch of money right away, because I know for a fact that this guy goes down lickety split, at least compared to everything else, and then we just send everybody against the chest. Go on, pile up the money. Yes, do it. And we also get some artifacts from there as well. Attack speed. I can put that on someone. Maybe I give it to the TNT goblin because he's the good boy. And the tower also, it doesn't even go up 1 damage every level. That is just ridiculous. And the dragon doesn't give nearly as much gold as the waves do. So we'll just keep going through waves until our towers upgrade to 50 damage. And a whole lot of money later, we finally have the frozen tower to 50 damage. And I thoroughly enjoyed the idea of having just absolute large amounts of passive income. Because I tell you, growing this castle is starting to get pretty expensive. And we can just sit back while our army goes through another 20 waves of enemies, because wave 200 should have something good for us. And now that wave 200 is here, we're starting to get some flying skeleton archers in the field as well. A little strange, but thankfully they go down as quickly as the harpies do. And I really didn't even need to summon anything this wave. But maybe I will, just so we can start taking out the boss as quickly as possible. Even though he doesn't do a whole lot of damage, man, he goes down fast. So now if we go over to the world map, we have a new world waiting for us. Ooh, with another hero here. As soon as we go through all of these enemies, so we just do as we do, summon absolutely everybody, activate all the things at once. And I love that the catapults just drop their boulders like immediately at their feet, because that's where all the summons are. It is beautiful. And just another wave of all the summons going in at once. And it should give us the new hero that we can summon. A flying orc. Look at you. You got a little propeller and it's not even on your head. So what do? Summons 5 flying orcs? More summons, you say? I think yes. That can sadly replace our bombing goblin. But we have 1,000,000 monies that we can just immediately dump into leveling you up a whole ton of times to promote you some. And should I level you up 10 more times? Sure, to level 30 and then 31, because that's where both of the promotion slots are. And then we promote you so you get a new auto skill for more summons. And we can just go ahead and put all of our 4 skill points into getting our damage up 10 times for 25% increased damage. Now let's see how the flying orcs do. We just summon them so they just fly out there. I don't even know what kind of attacks they do. Really doesn't seem to be anything. Whoa, who are you? Big old goblin thingy. Because there's a new cave right there. That's interesting. Do they fight for us? No, it doesn't look like they do. Well, we'll just need to take them out as quickly as possible with all of the other summons that we have, with more flying orcs to our aid, even though they really don't seem to do anything. Oh, because they're, whoa, they have rockets on their backs. What? I need to see more of that. Go on, go out there. Yes, the flying orcs have rockets that they launch at other flying units. Oh, that is amazing. Give me more of that. I never knew I needed flying orcs before today, but that is a victory with them. Is there anything else we could conquer in this new world? We start to get buffs for our orc workers, but we don't have those yet. There's another wanderer here. Let's see what you bring. I'll wait on summoning the flying orcs until I see some actual flying enemies, because they're kind of useless otherwise. He just goes out there and then just hovers. At least I can make good use out of everybody else that summons, and I accidentally summoned the flying orcs anyway, but that's okay. They can just watch the action. And now this wave is ours, so what do we get? The orc band. Wow, but still no orc worker things. Are we able to buy this right now? Capture the orc workers on the world map. I would like to, as soon as I can find where they are. Ah, it's these orc towns here where we can capture workers. Sure. Ooh, orc villages. Now this is exciting. I don't even know if the flying orcs can do anything, but we'll use them because I like to see them. It looks like they also have their own summoning camps and their own catapults, and wow, they actually have a lot of catapults. I don't understand why everybody can suddenly get weapons that attack my castle directly. I want that. Instead, I have to go through all of the summoned units before I can even get to the castle, and also put some work in so we can actually survive that. So here's what we'll do. We'll get rid of the flying orc and bring back the smith, because he can heal the castle, and we'll level him up a whole ton, and so he's actually max level. And then maybe upgrade our archers a whole bunch as well, so they're getting some red hair or some salmon colored hair. That's always fun, and they do a lot more damage because of that. And as much as I hate to get rid of our nice castle, I think we need to upgrade that some more as well, just so we can survive more and it loses sadly all of its cool Babylonness, whatever it is. At least we get another, wait, we have an altar spot now. These look fun. An altar of death / all monsters for more damage, some better tower attack, but those take the worker things. How much of those do we have? 11. Well, I do have a bow as well, which that summons the archers, so that gets better damage. I also have a chest here, so I can open that for S tier items. Sure. Ooh, gold per hit. Okay, I'll get that. And also reduce cooldown. So who hits the most? Probably the skeleton archers. So we'll just equip that to you and equip this to you, so you can hopefully do better things. And I guess level you up a whole bunch, as much as we can. Now, I would like to capture this orc village so we can get some of those workers going. Just need to make through all of their units, and I have the healing on standby in case we need it, which we probably will. But as long as we can just keep continuously damaging their castle, it'll be good for us. Okay, our castle's down to half. We can repair 60%, so we can take a little more of a beating. About that much. So we heal that up, and wow, we did like nothing to them. But now we're really ramping up the damage, so they're down to half before we are, which is good. But we also had to use a healing thing, so I'm not liking this very much. Just need to be constantly pouring on the damage because it goes down very quickly when it does. But also, why are they catapulting the castle directly? Can't you just focus on the guys that are attacking your castle? That is a whole lot of damage I have to keep up with. But I have a plan, and that is to just go through a whole bunch of these normal waves until we can afford to give our castle a lot more health, because that seems to be where we fall short. Okay, now I have 1 million more money. Time to just dump it all into the castle. Ooh, really liking the looks of it now. And we also have another slot at the very top, so we can put someone else in. Now, who else could we throw in? There's this guy that summons a giant. Can we promote you any? We could, or we just bring the smith back because we're gonna need to heal our castle. Let's be real here. So that's fun. And we have a lot more skill points to throw in, so let's just throw them all into defense. And before we go for that orc village again, let's bring in the defender, who will increase the castle defense a whole lot. That will be very good for us to do, and we can actually promote you some more. And for the sake of this attempt, I'll get you even better defense for a little bit of HP increase. So at level 20, our castle goes up pretty much 12% defense, and we get a nice health increase as well. And now we should have enough in place to take on this orc village here, because I need those workers. Just gotta pour on as much damage as possible and have the healer on standby, because those annoying catapults still go directly for my castle. But we are able to get through their units a lot quicker than before and deal some really good damage directly to the castle. Especially if we just summon everybody at once, that should really melt down their health. It doesn't look like it because we have to fight through all their units, but once we do, it really goes down. Okay, we have the necessary conditions to heal our castle, so wha-bam. Okay, so that healing worked really good, and their castle is right about half. So as long long as we keep their units to a minimum, we can really deal damage directly to them, which is what I want to do, especially with these archers, because they do the most damage overall. And yes, look at that health go down. It's going down so fast. I love that. Those orcs aren't gonna be around much longer. At least I hope so. Just need to hold out long enough for all the cooldowns to come back, because we should have enough MP for one more round of it all. Yes, and their health bar is down lower than my health bar, which I always like to see. Just a little more. Look at how quickly it goes down. And then one more bout of the archers. Come on, this should do it. This should do it. And yes, we conquered them. Aha! Victory is ours. Orctown was colonized and we can develop it a little. Yes. So, ooh, some fancy orc structures here. And we captured an orc worker. So now if we come over to the town, and look at him go, he's working. And he generates 3,600 gold just by himself per hour, whereas it took 4 of my guys to deal 64,000. I don't know if it pans out that way, but they also got leveled up a whole bunch. So this orc worker is pretty good just by himself. Well done. And now that that's taken care of, can we please capture this treasure now? I just really want to see what it is at this point. I really don't care about anything else right now. Just capture it. Just beat back these wave of Grim Reapers. I'll heal if needed, but we just need to beat back them as badly as possible and then be ready on the healing. And actually, we did get through that wave pretty good. Nice. Let's heal it up. And just summon everybody else so they can't get to my tower right away. Tower right away. There we go. The initial surge was the hardest part of this, it feels like. And here come another wave of Grim Reapers. I like these guys the least, just because they managed to make it directly to my tower. But we should be able to take out everybody, and the treasure is ours. Oh, it's a frozen heart. Huh, what can I do with that? Deal 30% additional damage to frozen monsters. Not what I was expecting. But now our tower is strong enough to take out the orc villages, which is always good because we could use the additional labor. So I think I'll leave the video there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any other ideas for builds, then be sure to let me know. And thanks to Astra and Knights of Veda again for sponsoring this video. And thank you for watching. Sub to Intern. And I do want to thank the channel members, including Bread, Mr. Cripple 1, Ancient Elixir 1, Corby Farm, Dakota C, Donamoto, Devion X, Muffin Stuffer, Lucas S, Splatter Sacks, The Real Nickname, Edward, Peggy Sue, Drew Belong, TJB, and Seriously Sarcastic.